Good morning students and welcome to your English class. Today we are going to start a new chapter and the chapter's name is The Shepherd's Treasure. A shepherd is a person whose job is to look after sheep, okay? So he is known as shepherd. This chapter is from your supplementary reader. A poor shepherd once lived in Iran. These are the outlines of this chapter. Though uneducated, he was very wise and helpful. The king decided to meet him in disguise. Okay, meaning of disguise is dressing up in something different. भेष बदल के जाना. The meaning of this word is okay. So we'll kind of begin with our chapter. In a village in Iran, there once lived a shepherd. He was very poor. He did not have even a small cottage of his own. So Iran, the stories of Iran. So there was once a shepherd. He lived in a village in Iran and he was very poor. Okay, and he didn't have even a small cottage of his own to live. He had never been to school or learned to read and write. He never been to school, so he didn't know how to read and write. For there were very few schools in those days. It's a story maybe very of an old time. So there weren't any much schools. So he did not get a chance to go to the school, as he was poor also, so didn't have that much of money, so he could educate himself. Okay, though poor and uneducated, this shepherd was very wise. Although he was uneducated and poor, but he was very wise. Okay, education is not something that makes you wise. You have to make your own self wise. You have to take advantage. You have to utilize your education in a good way, not in a bad way. So that shows that how wise, how well educated you are. If you are educated and then you are using your education in a bad way, so that isn't called educated person. Okay, so you have to use your education in a right purpose. He understood people's sorrows. He understood what people are going through, their pain, their sorrows, and troubles, and helped them face their trouble with courage and common sense. And he helped them to face their problems with courage and common sense. He said them not to give up on their problems. You have to face them, find a solution, handle your problems with care, not just give up. Okay, this we should also do in our life. Like just now, the time is very difficult. We are facing a very difficult time, the pandemic, the disease that is going in the world, and we are facing a lot of problem. But we should apply common sense, that what we have to do, how we can prevent all these things. Just don't believe on fake news. You have to be very careful. Believe in what right information you have, not on what people are saying and posting and sending you messages and all. Okay, you have to be calm, you have to have courage and use your common sense and take precautions, so we can easily fight this difficult time. The same way the shepherd was also there. He also used to teach people how to face their problem with courage and common sense. Many people came to him for advice. See, he wasn't educated, but still people came to him for advice, because he had that much of common sense in him. He had that much of wiseness in him that he could help people. Soon he became famous for his wisdom and friendly nature, and soon he became very famous for his wisdom and his friendly nature. Okay, the king of that country heard about him. The village, no, the king of the country Iran, he heard about that wise shepherd and thought of meeting him. Then he thought, okay, I also want to meet. When somebody is famous, no, you got to meet them person. That okay, let's go and meet that person, how wise he is, what all he has done, that's why he is so famous. Disguised as a shepherd and riding on a mule, one day the king came to the cave. And then what happened, the king one day came to the shepherd. He also was dressed up like a shepherd. Disguise means bhej badal ke. He dressed himself like a shepherd and he came to the place where the shepherd lived. The shepherd actually lived in a cave. Okay, so he came there. Shepherd lived. So he came to the place where the shepherd lived. As soon as the shepherd saw the traveler coming towards the cave, he rose to welcome him. Now, as soon as the shepherd saw that there is some traveler coming towards him, he stood up, he rose up and to welcome him. He took the tired traveler inside the cave. Now he took the tired traveler inside, because tired, in that time there wasn't cars or there wasn't bikes or something, so you have to come through a horse, camels, or animals. You have to take help to go from one place to another. Gave him water to drink and a share of his own merge meal. Okay, so what did he do? He gave his own meal. That was also very little, and whatever he got, he ate. So he took that and he gave it to him. Half of his, he shared his meal. The king rested for the night in the cave and was greatly impressed by the shepherd's hospitality and wise conversation. So the king, that day he rested in shepherd's cave, and he was very much impressed by the shepherd's hospitality. Hospitality means that the care that shepherd took of the king, even though he didn't know that it was a king, and the wise conversation they had. So he was very impressed by all those talks and all this hospitality. Okay, so the next part of the chapter we'll read in the next video. Thank you.